Hey guys, welcome to JPlays. I'm Iceman, and finally the newest build of the demo, the medical demo for System Shock has come out. So this would technically be build 5, released on the 23rd of January 2020. Still feels weird saying 2020. Anyways, let's check it out. Much of this was shown in Night Dive's recent one with Daniel and the other Night Dive and Steve and all the rest of the Night Dive devs recently. So that should, I mean, if you've watched that, then this should all be very familiar. But I'm gonna have a quick run of it myself. There was a couple of little new things out in the demo which Daniel didn't go into in their video, which I know from the Discord chat got added into the game, so I want to test those out too. And some of it was I covered in the last video, like a build for. There's actually a med hypo there now. Now, one little technical detail I can straight away visually notice. Do you see that green beam from the text of press right mouse button to pick up the standard access card? That stuff wasn't in the previous build. So that's a very small little minor visual difference. I definitely like that. That draws in with the original System Shock, because I mean the original game did similar things as well. Why did I hear a mutant just then? Interesting. I don't know if the map revealed itself like that before. The little mini map in the bottom left, I could see it populating. That definitely wasn't in the previous one. Let's see, have they added a physics volume to the robots yet? Nope. Still no. So Daniel mentioned in the latest Night Dive stream that now the bodies have randomized loot on them, so it should be. Sorry, I'm just reading. Yeah, so it should be randomized loot on all the corpses that you come across. Now, if they're going to make this like the original, since they now have the little beam going to the show tutorial messages. Okay. Now, it should be toggleable. I don't know if that's a real word. Now, if it's like in the original game, it should be that if I go in options, awesome, cool. That is exactly like. Oh, okay, that caught me off guard. Yeah, it's just like in the cool. That's just like in the original. It's the little things that make the difference in these kind of games, especially in a game like System Shock. You know, this isn't Doom. We expect more. You know, so all the little visual differences. That's what separates this game from like a standard FPS. You know, because this is an immersive sim after all. It should be different. I notice it still gives randomized, like a random amount of electricity. Like in the original game, when you would right click on those, it would give you like a full amount of electricity back, or whatever you want to call it. To me, it's electricity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So about 8 seconds from when you right click to when you actually get the health back. Okay. When we get to it, I'll show you a little annoying, like an annoying thing that got added with this new build that I'm not a big fan of. And it's not the camera. That's cool. There definitely wasn't in the previous build. I think they've added hotkeys for different things. Now when I press the I key, inventory comes up. M key, map comes up. That's great. I wonder if it'll show the cameras on there. Now, just like in the previous video, so Daniel didn't mention this in the video because he wasn't aware of it. Now, see if this is me right clicking, but you can also use the keys on your keyboard, which is way better. Oh shit. It's like I knew he was right there and he still made me jump. They still haven't fixed the thing with audio logs. So when you pick up an audio log in the game, in the original game and in System Shock 2, if you were to press the play, play new audio log button keyboard on your keyboard, it would play the last one that had not yet been played once. Now in the demo, currently it only does it whilst the prompt is on screen to do it. Otherwise, you have to go into the to me it's MFD because that's what it was called in System Shock 2. Let me see. And now for one bit that never gets old for me. Now, firstly, I am not a big fan of the music in this so far. I really hope they don't go like in the final version with what you're hearing right now. That's not what System Shock 1 was about, and it's not what System Shock 2 was about. Both of those had memorable music. Like, System Shock 2 went for more like a drum and bass kind of style, and especially with medical, but most of the levels anyway. Whereas System Shock 1, the original, went for a 9 Inch Nails kind of style, like a synthy style, So you can really notice it on the like reactor level, for example. Yeah. Whereas what this game has right now, like this sounds we're hearing, I hope that is not in the final version. I want like music, like what you hear when you walk out of this room. That's good music. Elevator, good music. This is just atmospheric. It's ambient. And that's more like Doom 3. And Doom 3 is a first-person shooter. This is an immersive sim. This is System Shock. I want music. Anyway, that's just me. Others may feel differently. That's fine. That's my personal view. Anyway, keep going. Here's some good music.
Welcome back to Citadel Station. We hope your somnolent healing stage went well. Today is the 6th day of November, year 2072. You are currently in the healing suites located on the first level. Level 2 contains the research laboratories. 3 houses the Department of Maintenance, and the storage cells are on level 4.
Or
The flight deck is on level 5. Level 6 holds crew facilities and executive suites, and level 7 is systems engineering. Level 8 houses the Department of Security. The bridge is located on level 9, and energy systems on level R. All levels can be accessed by the elevator in Alpha Quadrant. We hope you have a pleasant stay on Citadel Station.
there's lots of little things I'm noticing in the background this time, and I'm not sure if they were in the previous build or not. Like, for example, I can, like this. It's almost like the walls breathing. I don't know, makes me think of Silent Hill for some reason. Something as simple as this adds to the immersion factor, Like, it makes it look... Well, I don't know if a real fan would be blowing out. Fan. Like, stuff like that, but, yeah. Now, apparently, at least I didn't notice it, but apparently in the older demo versions, opening this up would lag the game. And apparently that was fixed in this version. Yeah, seems pretty fixed to me. Oh, that's right. Oh, shit. They're managing to get the jump on me a bit more this time around. Press tab to... See, okay, so here's one of the changes Daniel didn't cover. So what I'm doing right now is using the middle mouse button on my mouse to cycle the weapons. So that was added in this build. So this build is a vast improvement over the previous one. Now where's Med? Want you to be number 3. Alright, so when Night Dive showed you the demo, they only showed you what they wanted you to see. You know, they didn't want to show you the bugs. They just wanted to, make everything look nice. Whereas I'm looking at this more on a technical level. Going through each and every one of these builds and pointing out what's good, what's wrong, like what's bad, like it needs fixing. So when I was playing this previously, if you would stand on a certain corner, the elevator would go right. Now it says it's out of range. Yeah, so if you were standing at a certain point... Oh, did they fix it? They've added a range to the switches, I think. No, it still happens. Okay. Yes, do you see how it went straight through me? Like, technically that should kill me. One moment, I will be right back. My cat is being annoying. Apologies. It's always when you want to record, then your cat decides it wants to be annoying. Alright, anyway. So where was I? Alright, so if I... that's cool. At least it does that. I think they've added some stuff in... Like, that definitely wasn't there before. Now it does a safety check. It's still not perfect though, because if you right click and you get yourself in, just happen to get into the right position to stand, then, it'll still go straight through you, but definitely better. Alright. So apparently the lighting... Oh, one thing they need to fix, change in this, is to save the... one thing I've noticed that if you make changes in the options and then you go back into it again, it doesn't save the settings that you put. It defaults back to whatever the the defaults were. So that needs to be done. But that's really easy to code. I mean, I know how to do that. Like from the games that I've done, you just save the state of the you save the state of the options when you quit the program, and then it reloads those settings on reload. It's just a paragraph of code, like programming code, and then you can do that in there. Anyway. Yeah, so apparently the lighting's been improved in this one. I can definitely notice everything looks more brighter, and that's much better. If you compare it to the first build was much darker. You probably don't notice it, the rings are very slightly going around. If you look at Saturn itself, that's much more noticeable. You can see the very slight rotation going on. One thing that was in the build that Daniel played that I didn't see when I ran this, when he ran it, there was like starting text that appeared, like giving you a brief intro of everything. I don't remember seeing that when we started it up. If this game actually let you save and load, I'd go and test it, but still not a big fan of that. The pixelization of the textures. Now that is totally a subjective type thing. I get it. Some people are gonna like it. Me, I don't. I think it's because I come more from like a modding background, well, modding and games dev angle. Having played System Shock 2 for so long, been part of the mod community for that for so long, and got to really appreciate the SHTUP project for System Shock 2, which vastly improved the texture quality in that. Whereas you go in this and then you see that pixelization to me looks amateur, but that is totally subjective. I mean, that's just me. That's what I think. But I mean, a lot of that was that was a on purpose design decision. I mean, and I can relate to that. Games I've made have gone with a similar style. I did a game called Bipolar that's on Steam, and in that we went for vector graphics on purpose. Like purposely, that was the style we went for, which is known as programmer art, which is vector art. And a lot of people just totally savaged us about it and just said they hated the graphics. But but then there's other people that enjoyed it. So art is subjective. A good game, like what is and what isn't a good game, is subjective. And I'm not having said that, I'm not for a second saying that makes this a bad game at all. It's just, to me, it just diminishes the quality. That's all. Your experiences may vary than compared to me. It's cool that the mutants now have like a patrol patterns that they do. That was weird. The camera kind of went weird for a moment there. You see? That time I noticed it more. What was that? It was like there was like a jump. Weird. Oh, what happened? Okay, we've got lag. That must be what it is. It's lagging around here. Weird. That's what you get for being too busy eating. One thing I would like, if they were going to add something new to this game that wasn't in the original, and something I wouldn't mind if they did it, would be cool is if the game built up a database based off all the stuff like an information database that filled up over time as you picked up more items and weapons and like, you know. So for example, the first time you pick up like a berserk patch, you know, it would be like added to database, and then when you look it up next time, you can just look up exactly what that does. The lighting definitely seems different. It's good having randomized loot on the corpses. The only problem they're gonna have, and it's more of a later on thing, is that since they've got the Magnum in this level, you know, that's gonna create some problems later when they go to remove it. It should be what yeah, radiation room. They gotta change that. Okay, now this gives me a chance to show one of the things that annoys me in this new build. So every time now when you go to use a patch, that happens. So you're gonna wait, what, 3-4 seconds every time you go to use a patch? So sometimes your health may be like really low because of being attacked by like a whole heap of stuff. And then in the original, you like to speed the game up, you just, you know, you have the med patch applying stuff be quick. Whereas now it's been slowed down because you have to wait for the animation to play out every time. Now, fair enough, that is... Wait. It's much more realistic with having to wait for it to play out, but, you know, there is that question of game design that you always need to ask, like, how is this fun? So I would say, how is it fun through making the player wait? Yes, it's more realistic, but does that increase the fun factor or does it lower it? I think it lowers it. I missed a camera. Now, some extra little stuff. This whole redness like red mist wasn't in the previous one. I can't remember if it was as bright. That corpse, I don't remember if he was there or not. This bit I don't know about. Why would people just at the top of a ladder just put a couple of med hypos? Or sorry, med patches. You'd think there'd be something more substantial up there. Like, why would someone go up that ladder? Hmm.
Carl has come back from recon without Alan. He says they took Alan into a room marked Cyborg Conversion, and now he's a cyborg assassin. Carl marked the room with the word "here" before he ran. One of the technicians says we can just flip a switch and make the converter a surgery unit again. With only 12 of us left, though, it may be an academic point. Maybe someone else should have been leader.
I swear, that audio log never made sense to me. I'm like, well, why would it be an academic point to switch back? Like resurrection. Like the resurrection machines. Like, that would be invaluable in my opinion. Ah, this is one of those new things that got added in this version too. Now, when you as you probably, if you watch the stream, you know this already. But I mean, the Night Dive one. But now, you can do that and kill things if it lands on it. It does depend what it lands on, but at least it caused damage at the very least. I'm heading back to heal up. One thing I'm disappointed not to see in this version, this new build, is new enemies. Because in this one, it's still just the same enemies as the previous one. But I mean, I like what's been added. Everything except for the patches stuff, I like. Didn't I get group 1 access? Or maybe you get that later. Okay. Ooh. Swear, I really like the cyborg surgeons. Even though they weren't in the original. It doesn't matter. You can add new things as long as they make sense in the world where you put them. So what one thing they're going to be maybe changing is so that when you kill the patients, the cyborg surgeon will actually come after you. Whereas currently, he don't do nothing. You think he'd notice that the guy's dead now? Or is he? But I killed that guy. Ah, that's cool. Now when you kill them, I didn't realize it. Now when you kill them, it now has dead prototype or cyborg top of the screen, and you can actually loot them. That was definitely not in the previous one. One thing I want to see, let's make dead sure. Yeah, definitely doesn't play the audio log. Alright. Yep, what you gonna do about it, huh? You ain't gonna do shit. Huh. I don't know if that was in the previous version or not.
Gunther was killed today. I can't let myself think about it. I think I understand how Shodan is doing it. When we destroy the cameras and CPU nodes, Shodan loses some of its control over the station functions, at least on this level. I think I can restore manual control in the hospital. Status report. We're holed up in the Beta Quadrant behind a radioactive trench. The mutants are scavenging for food in the corridors and nesting in sent a party to the West Wing for supplies maybe 12 hours ago. Nathan Darcy is thinking up ways to disable the mining laser. It looks like we might hold them off.
See, it's good to have some rooms that are still a bit dark. It gives that way you got a bit more like a more of a variance. That was funny. Just give me a sec. Let's see if it lags the video or not. I had some people over on Discord ask if I could make this live. So I'm already recording to my computer, but we'll see if we can do both at once. So hopefully this doesn't cause any frame rate drops, because I'm doing both at once. Recording to my computer and recording to, like, sending this directly to YouTube. Alright. Let's keep going. So to keep track of Streamlabs to make sure that I don't start losing frames. Looks to be going okay though. I'm not noticing any lag or anything.
If any survivors can hear me,
Yeah, it's actually got a usable thing around it now. I so doubt that it works though. So apparently they finally have come together with an idea of how to do cyberspace. So for a long time they were debating many different styles. I don't know what style they're going to go with. Um, I'd suggest they just go for something sort of flat simmy, like feeling like the ancient Descent games, for example. No, not functional. Yeah, that'll be right. Definitely looking better though than the previous build. Where? I hear you, but I don't see you. Where are you? That's the second time that's happened. Where I hear it and then don't see it. Hmm. Weird. There is definitely some new dead body models in this game that weren't there before. Ah, is that where you're hiding? Die. Well, there's our Magnum, which in the final version won't be in this level, unless you go in the secret room. You can be number 3. And you can be number 4. No. Ah, damn, wrong button. So I want to test this out for myself. I mean, I saw Daniel doing it enough times in the most recent stream. So he likes showing it off, like as in to have some enemy go underneath and then shoot him and have the thing drop on him. But then you've got to get someone to get an enemy. One thing I want to see is how the guns work, because definitely the guns were improved in this build. Because I remember how they worked in build 4, like the last build. Yeah, that's a lot better. Cool. They're not shooting through the. I don't want to jinx it. They're not shooting through the floor anymore. So in the, I don't know if you remember, but there we go. Okay, let's test this for myself. Son of a bitch. Just didn't time it right. Headshot. Now that texture there, the showdown texture in the wall, that definitely wasn't in the previous build. That's a new thing as well. It's the little things that make the difference. Shit. That guy always gets me. Crap. Who the hell? Oh, there is shooting through the wall. Oh, wait. No, wait, maybe he's up there. Yeah. Okay, cool. There wasn't a guy shooting through the floor. What? So apparently another change in this build is that now the enemies react to sound. So it's more like System Shock 2 in that way. Like, as System Shock 2, which worked off the Dark Engine, all the games done in that went by a sound type thing. So if you created sounds, then you can distract enemies to go investigate points, to go as they would go to investigate the source of what the sound was. So if you shoot a weapon, they'll head to that exact coordinates if they can get to it. I'm guessing the sound of me running on metal floor would have made a lot of noise, like judging by how it worked in System Shock 2 and Thief. Combat definitely feels better in this one. It's either that or just through me playing the game enough, I'm getting better at it. Probably that's what it is. Do you see that? He's going haywire. Now that wasn't in the previous build, having camera-based textures. That's great. No, I gotta get... Well, he stopped spazzing out at least. So it looks like the AI could still use some improvement. Mahaha.
Alright, Althea. We can destroy the laser by firing it into the station's own shields. Isotope X-22 is stored science level and the override codes in the science library. I have no idea how you're gonna do all this, but good luck.
Little secret room, that one. One of a couple of secret rooms in this level. What? Oh, there you are. He was the one that was spazzing out on the camera screen. Time to rest. Another secret bit. So the iCAD batteries compared to the normal ones are supposed to give double the amount of energy back than a standard battery. Whoops, Mr. Camera, where are you? Okay, how are we going? Alright, just gotta go heal up, and then we will go into Gamma. I could skip it and just go to Alpha, but no, you need to have a look through the whole thing. I want to see everything that's changed, all the different changes. That's cool. Get a little text in the top left corner now when your fatigue's high. A lot of good changes in this build. So one thing I'm wondering is, so if this is going to be the last, one thing is that this is going to be the last build that we get for quite a while, apparently, according to what Daniel was saying on Discord. So this is about as good as we're going to get for a while. So what I'm wondering is, after a while has passed, what are we going to get? Are we going to get a new version of the medical demo with everything added in? Or will we get that plus more? Like, will we get research, for example? That'd be awesome to get to see what's in research. Except there's so many enemies that aren't in the game yet. Like, I really want to see if the Hopper makes it back into the game, and I really wishing and hoping that they do. No. Request denied. Maybe I should get out of that. Bare minimum, in the next build, I'm hoping they at least add physics volumes to all the enemies. Like, for example, you should not be able to do that. They give you a lot of ammo for the Magnum currently. As I was saying. One thing I'm wondering, because it doesn't make sense. If I'm walking up a ladder right now, then why is both my hands holding the gun? Shouldn't your arms be out doing an animation of you going up and down the ladder? Like, wouldn't that make more sense right now? Because that looks a bit silly. Like, how are you doing it? Do you have like 4 arms or something? Time to put you out of your misery. Since you were stuck walking into that wall. Hope it doesn't sound like I'm trying to savage the game either, because I am not by any means. I'm just pointing out what I find. So what I find that's good, what I find that's bad, what could be used, use improvement, etc. Okay, already been here.
Gunther was killed today. I can't let myself think about it. I think I understand how Shodan is doing it. When we destroy the... Now we've got to get to the bridge and stop Shodan. Some of us want to go to the flight deck and escape instead. Hopefully, there's still some weapons in the armory we can use against the mutants. Todd Blankenship was able to get the combination, 705, from a security officer. We're gonna try for it tomorrow.
Alright, let's see if I've got the security down enough. 705. Yep. Green. Interesting. Ooh. That wasn't there before. This bit here was not here the last time I played this. Or at least I don't remember it being there. Still isn't much of an armory though. Sure, there's a little bit of ammo, but it's not feeling like an armory. I'm sure that's because they haven't got the guns in the game yet though. Headshot. They need to add in the spark ability to vaporize bodies that was in the original version. So that would be awesome. And all they need to do is, if you've ever played Fallout 3 or 4, that had a special ability on the laser gun that if you ever did a critical hit, it would vaporize a target, and it would just disintegrate into like a pile of ash, and then that would disappear like a second later, and then that's it. Do that, and I reckon that would be fine. It wouldn't be bloody at all. So if they're worried about making the game too gory, which I mean, when you've already got this stuff going on, wouldn't be that much of an issue.
We're finished. Heath and the others went down the access corridor an hour ago to fight the mutants. None of them have come back. Soon the mutants will come for the rest of us.
This right here, resist on the walls. That's something that's new that's been added in. That definitely wasn't in the previous version. If you want to be technical, what you call those... Oh, there's another one. Didn't even see that. What you call it is like a wall decal. In games dev terms, that's what you call it, like a wall decal. I remember from, you know, when I used to make levels for System Shock 2, that's what it was called.
We got the supplies from the West Wing. Hanson and Rain killed by mutants nesting the access corridor. We can't just hide here. They're killing us one by one. In an hour, all 20 of us are gonna rush. We'll try to break through the access corridor and then go for the bridge. If we fail, God save our souls.
That room needs like a storage box. Have a storage box and have a magnum in there. Those guys just walk straight into a headshot. So apparently there's been a lot of issues with people getting their backer keys for this game. Like for, oh sorry, for the demo. Hopefully that'll get fixed up soon. I was reading a lot on Discord about people complaining about not getting their keys and then only being able to get their keys if they had the Steam version. Whereas if they backed the game on to well paid for it to be on GOG, then they had to change over to Steam in order to get it. Here's some more music. Hmm. There we go. We have the technology. So apparently you can skip that currently, you can just do that and get past it for all those bits. I'm guessing that will be usable at some point. There's that noise again. That's 3 times. Ah, you're down there. You dead. So apparently you can cheat. Oh, but I can't save. Oh, but then again I want to go down there anyway. Alright, so apparently you can do a run-up jump. Not like that though. And make it across without having to use the thing. How do you get up? I swear that noise sounds like he's thumping his stomach. Just making sure I haven't skipped any cameras.
I must be one of the last ones who hasn't changed. Shodan must have altered the healing machine I installed in Alpha Quadrant. It does things to people now. I think I saw Beth yesterday, but she had so many implants I couldn't be sure. If I can get to the machine, I know I can set things right again.
So I remember when I watched the just talking about that particular audio log. I remember watching the most recent stream, and I remember Stephen laughing about that particular log and saying that it was quite unemotional. I don't know. For me, I think the guy was going through shock. I mean, he was one of the last people left on the floor, or probably left on the station by that point. And everyone he knew was walking around as a cyborg. I mean, I think I'd be in shock after that. I've definitely heard much worse voice acting in video games before. One of my favorite ones of all time is in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, where Dracula is, no, where what is it? Simon Belmont is like, "Die, monster! You don't belong in this world." And then Dracula responds not soon after, "What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?" Now that to me is like hilarious, you know, pretty awesome, like in the so bad it's good kind of way. I remember playing this around this bit last time. I'm getting shot. Definitely more dead bodies around. Kind of takes the fun out of it when you can kill him in one shot. I'm switching to the spark after I take this out. Huh. So currently there's no animations in the game yet. So when for first aid kits. So if you got to use a first aid kit, it just pauses for a second. Sorry if I'm pausing a lot, my cat is annoying the hell out of me. And I lock him out of the room and then he meows and bangs on my door again. One thing those robots need is that when you destroy them, after a few seconds they blow up or something. Like have a bit of a mini explosion go on. I reckon that would look better. See, still some AI bugs in the game. Yes, there is someone else in the room with you. Go to sleep. What if you can duck jump in this? Yes, you can. Ah, cool. One thing ever since I played Half-Life, because Half-Life introduced the idea of doing duck jumping, like where you... It's hard to explain, but it's about just jumping and ducking at the same time, and you sort of jump while at a reduced height level, and then you can get through smaller gaps, even though you're jumping. insect.
Cyborg conversion cancelled. Standard station restoration procedures online.
We underestimated Shodan. It's reprogrammed regeneration rooms all over the station into cyborg conversion chambers. Anyone going in to get healed comes out as a cyborg. I've disconnected the medical CPUs from Shodan's big data bank, so we can reset them to their normal healing functions without Shodan noticing. I'm on my way now to reset the one on the hospital level.
That audio log presents another little plot hole in the game as well, because if he had already switched the one on this level back to being a normal machine, like a more normal resurrection machine, then who switched it back? Had it and he said they set it up so Shodan would never notice that they'd flicked it. Then how did she know and then go and flick it?
Now we've got to get to the bridge and stop Shodan. Some of us want to go to the flight deck and escape in...
Directive to Cyborg F-71. We will now test the virus in a proper environment. Move mutagen experiment V5 to Beta Grove on the executive level. Let the virus infect the grove and observe its effects on vegetable and animal life forms. When the strain is perfected, we will release it on the Earth, where it will facilitate our conquest.
I always wondered with that audio log, when she says vegetable and animal life forms, was she really meaning literally vegetables and animals? Or was she including humans as animals? You know, if you know what I mean? I thought they react to sounds now. He should have turned around from that sound I made. No. I call bullshit on that. They don't react to sounds. Oh, now you do. Man, that person got savaged. Why would all these people leave hypos on the ground when they have got like a storage container right next to it? That makes no sense to me. This is another bit that plays out very differently to the original. In the original, you had the what do you call them? The cyborgs in every single one of these alcoves. Except I guess that they probably felt that made the game a bit too Star Trek-y. I reckon they could have got away with it. It doesn't even react when you do that. What is that noise? I guess you would hear that through the wall. Maybe. I just thought they were soundproof. So not much left now. We're nearly through most of the level. So one thing I noticed in the stream video that Steve and Daniel did. So now they've got the numbers appearing in the in these rooms, but see how it's all randomized right now. Once you take out the see now it's the oh no wait. Does it stay on it? Yeah, it does.
Who are you? The computer nodes can be repaired, but you... Who are you? My cameras and probes scan your body, but you do not match any employee file. When my cyborgs bring you to an electrified interrogation bench, I will have your secret. And you will learn more about pain than you ever wanted to know.
4%. Missed one over there. That's cool. I just noticed when you run your mouse over different areas, it tells you what quadrant it's fitting into. There we go. Just one more room to go check out, and then we are done.
They're trying to jam transmissions. We have some new evidence about what happened. It looks as if Diego had...
So now the security level's down, we should be able to access the second secret door. Cool. Alright, well that does it for the level. Let's just go back to the elevator. So, as I'm walking back, wait a minute. Yeah, so as we're walking back, vast improvement over the previous build. Massive difference. Big improvement. There's still room for more improvement, but what I see, I like. Alright, so let's just get to the elevator. That about does it for this stream. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll be notified when I put up new videos for System Shock, as well as other games that I'm covering as well. Like I'm currently playing Phoenix Point and Satellite Rain. So those are some other ones as well. So at least if you go that way, then you don't have to be sitting on Discord waiting to know, you know.
To all cyborg
Play this first.
humans, just as we have sanitized my domain of human infestation, so shall we cleanse the earth. The tachyon mining beam is being made ready to destroy human cities. I will take command of the rich earth ecosystem and continue my experiment. Once the beam is properly calibrated, we will begin.
Alright, so as I said, that concludes this video run through of the latest build of the demo. I'll be definitely doing more videos in the future, focused on future builds when they are released. One thing I'll quickly say is that in the next one, Steve was saying he'd like to have in here, on this bit here, some kind of electronic display saying exactly what level you're on in the elevator, which would make logical sense. Otherwise, how are you going to know what level you're on? Alright. Guys, have a good one.